Welcome to All Horse Racing All the Time. I'm Alan, your host, where we bring you fresh new horse racing information every single day. And here, another edition of Horse Racing Today, a weekend preview. What a weekend this is going to be. I am so pumped up. We got the 3 Derby prep races tomorrow. We got stuff going on here today. God, can't wait to get going on. Wow. Okay, we'll get to that, but first, coffee. Excellent. Today's coffee, Kicking Horse Coffee, and this particular brand of it, Kick-Ass Coffee, just great coffee. So let's get rolling on this. But first, I do want to give a shout out to new members of the channel. Thank you so much for your support last couple of days. Antonio Medina, John Vargas, John Alwell, and Roger Fajardo. Thank you very much. New members of the community, those of you interested in becoming a member for $4.99 a month, just click on the join button. You can see the details. Great way to support the channel and get inside information that members only receive. And it amounts to 16.4 cents a day. So what's going on this weekend? All right. Well, for starters, we're going to have 3 tracks out there covering 3 tracks today. We're going to be covering Aqueduct with our selections. Those are key win and exotic contenders for all the races. These 3 particular tracks. Today, we're going to be covering Aqueduct. We're going to be covering Gulfstream Park, and we will be covering Fairgrounds. And for members only, we will have selections for Turfway Park tonight. So members, you get Turfway Park tonight and for tonight. And also tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to be doing a live show covering the Daily Double, the Fountain of Youth Daily Double, a handicapping show, Fountain of Youth Daily Double for tomorrow at Gulfstream Park. Big card over at Gulfstream Park. So we're going to have that tonight at 9 p.m. And on that show, we are going to have a guest. And let me bring him up here. Actor Robert Fernaro. Many of you know him as Eugene Pontecorvo. He will be joining me again for another show. We've given out big hits on these shows before. He's a tremendous racing analyst. Many of you know him from The Sopranos. He will be joining me at 9 p.m. today. We're going to be covering the big turf race before the Fountain of Youth, G3, and then we will have the selections for the Fountain of Youth. So we're going to be covering 2 races, giving out a double, handicapping that live for you here tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So we have a Fountain of Youth show tonight, 9 p.m. And then we have the members only. We are going to have that selections out there for Turfway Park tonight. And also for members, tomorrow we're going to have Gulfstream, my selections, an edition of Coach Allen's Racing Report. Many of you know I produced that for a while and for a number of years, and where I give out my actual plays, the horses I like in those races. So I'll be covering those for members only tomorrow. I'll have my Gulfstream picks out there tomorrow, as usual, for the big day. Can't let that slide. But what the members only show will have, you will have the horses that I'm really keying on the races and how I plan on using those horses in the races. Okay, so you'll be getting my inside report there. And again, it's $4.99 for a month, so you can't go wrong there. So if you want my actual plays for tomorrow, Gulfstream, Fountain of Youth Day, members only, we're going to have that out there for the members. All right, let's get started on what's going on. As far as tomorrow goes, the big news is the Fountain of Youth Day and the Gotham Stakes. We're going to touch on those right here just a little bit, make this short and sweet and get right to the action so you know what we're looking at. Big day, 50 points on the line for those races for Derby qualifying points, and 50, the winner's going to get in, and and even 25 to the second place finishers. For those with points already, they might be able to lock up, secure a spot in the Derby, because usually last year 37 was the cutoff point. for the top 20, which they have, but sometimes the ones even below 37 could get in, or 30, whatever, the 20th, if some scratch out, which they normally do every year, the ones just below get in. So you're looking at about 40 points should secure you a spot in the Derby, and 25 goes a long way to second place, and even 10 for third. So let's take a look at those here, beginning with the Gotham Stakes. Okay, so we'll get right at it here. Now, this race, what's interesting about this one, and this is the race that comes with a twist. Now, in this race, it's a mile, one-turn race at a mile. The stakes to G3 comes with $300K purse, so you got that going on. You got some interesting horses in here, including one that I threw a couple of bucks on in the Derby future pool. You got 88 to 1. I threw $2, right? Do I think it's going to win the Derby? Probably not, but it's not impossible. Number 5, Sand Devil, Linda Rice, the very popular and winning trainer, wins a lot of riding trainer titles over there on the NYRA circuit. She has Sand Devil undefeated at Aqueduct, 3 for 3. Looking to lock up a Derby spot, and I got 88 to 1 in the future on that. I put $2 on it, right? But $176 for a $2 bet. And anyway, Sand Devil's going to be in there, but she's going to have some, competition, and some longer ones look a little bit interesting in there. And this race does come with a twist, and I'm not at liberty to name the horse, but there is one who may be scratching out of this race, and it is one that would change the complexion of the race. We got 10 entries, and the inside information, I got to respect my information when it comes in, especially regarding something like this. And I get it from a top source, and I'm not going to blow the source and blow this, because it can affect things immediately. So, always value or respect your connections when it comes to certain things in racing, no matter what it may be, especially if you're trusted with the information. So we'll see. Be on the lookout for a possible scratch from this race that could affect the race. So it should be a good one. So that is something to keep an eye on. It's going to be a fun race, 10 entries, and a Derby prep race. And now we'll go on to the next one. Okay, here we are talking about the Fountain of Youth Stakes. Now, that's race number 13 on the gigantic Gulfstream card tomorrow. $415K purse. It's a G2. Now, this race carries some significance because we've had multiple. This sets up as a high-profile prep race for the Florida Derby, which I may be attending this year. And this sets up as worth 50 points, but we have multiple winners of this race that have went on to win the Kentucky Derby, went on to win the Florida Derby, the Kentucky Derby, the Preakness winners have come out of this race, and also Belmont Stake winner. So this race is a good indicator. It produces horses that do well in the big races going forward. So that's a good race. And what I love about this race is this. If you see the odds here, there's only 8 entries, but it's a dynamic race because I think some of the longer ones have a shot to get in there. And there are really only 1, possibly 2 bombs that you could completely throw out. Number 4, most likely, and possibly 5. But as far as the other ones, this is a contentious race. And we're going to have selections out there for this race tomorrow with the streaming show. And again, we're going to have a members only show where we're going to be covering I'll be covering the entire cards with my suggested plays for every single race, the horses I'm going to be keying on and how I plan on using them. So again, consider that membership, $4.99 a month, 14 cents a day. Hey, you can't go wrong for the information we give you here on all horse racing all the time, above and beyond what we bring you in the other stuff. So that race going to be a doozy, the Fountain of Youth Stakes. And also Tonight, we're going to be covering, again, we're going to be doing the live show with Sopranos actor Robert Finaro, a tremendous studious horse racing analyst who has produced winners on the show and personally multiple times. We're going to be covering also tonight on the live show at 9 p.m. Eastern time, the race before the Fountain of Youth. So make sure you tune into that. You'll get our what we like, who we like, and our suggested daily double plays, contenders, and plays for the 12th and 13th. And that's the Honey Fox race. It's a G3 preceding the Fountain of Youth. And it's a stakes race. And it's a turf race. And we got a lot of entries here, 12 entries. So that should be a lot of fun as well. So Fountain of Youth, that's another one we're going to watch out for tomorrow. Again, the 50 points to the winner, 25 to second place. And now the third one tomorrow, the Derby Prep race. Now this one should be a doozy for one reason, a couple of reasons. One of obviously because it's the Derby Prep race, but it's the San Felipe Stakes. San Felipe Stakes. It's a G2 Stakes, the 300K Derby Prep, and it's over at Santa Anita, the race number 8. Now, one thing besides the Derby Prep race, there are only 6 entries here, but get a load out of this. I guess you can call this race an alternate name is What About Bob? Bob Baffert has 3 entries in here in this race and they are, oh my God. Yeah, he has 3 entries in this race. We have Mike Smith on one of them. So 3 of the 6 entries are Bob Baffert. So this could be called What About Bob? So, but what makes this race very interesting is he is going his crown jewel, possibly. Citizen Bull, he's second in the Derby points rankings. He's not in here with 60 points. Barnes, his $3.2 million baby, is making his first start at 2 turns. Number 3 goes off at even money and has Hernandez up. So that one, keep an eye on that. The other one is Rodriguez. If you look at the race, Rodriguez, second choice opens at 9-5, gets Flavien Prat aboard. Now that one the race 2 back is good enough. Could probably blow out the field if Barnes doesn't, take to the 2 turns. And he opens at 9-5. Rodriguez already has Derby qualifying points. He's the second choice, 9-5, and his other choice in here, but he has Mellencamp. We'll have to see about that one. I don't see that one winning, but who the heck knows? But by the numbers, Rodriguez and Barnes, Barnes is undefeated in 2 tries sprinting. And then you got Mellencamp looking to get some points with Hall of Famer. The great Mike Smith is going to be aboard. So that should be an exciting race just for the points and Bob and Barnes and see what Rodriguez can do. And but we do have another one that's getting a lot of raves in the Derby, Kentucky Derby raves here. Journalism. Very, very strong entry from McCarthy. Gets Umberto Rispoli up at number 2, opens as a third choice at 7-2. I think he's up against it here, but who the heck, we've seen horses come out of some of these races and win that didn't look like they're going to do it, like Coal Battle in the Rebel Stakes last week. Things set up perfect for him. The speeds got canceled out. And so what happens? Can journalism do the same thing? Because heck knows we have some speed in this race. So not totally writing anybody out. We'll have to take a look at that. We'll have our selections out there for Santa Anita tomorrow as well. So what a great weekend. Beginning today with our selections, and we got our you've got the prep races tomorrow. So I want to wish everybody a great start to the weekend. Thanks for watching here. Let's have a good time. If you're playing the races, ice water in the veins, don't let your emotions get the best of you. So have a great start to the weekend, everybody. Good luck if you're playing any of these races. And don't forget to catch that live show tonight with actor Robert Finaro covering the big daily double, the Fountain of Youth Stakes double with the Honey Fox Stakes in race 12. And of course, we'll be analyzing, giving our selections for the Fountain of Youth. So have a great day. All the best. Win big. And may the horse be with you.